Hello once again. Today we are going to talk on our next chapter, chapter 2, which is about computer memory. So where we are going to get to know the storage space in the computer. So this is me presented to you by your computer teacher Anup Maharjan, and you can contact to me in the provided email address as well as my WhatsApp number. Okay, so let's begin. To-do list. So what are we going to do? Okay, so throughout this video. So at first we will be studying the given details from the page 13 till 19. Next, memorize points to know from page 20. Then study the given terms to know from page 21 and note them in your exercise copy. So this is the tasks which you will be required to do. Next tasks which you will be required to do, solve the objective questions number 1 to 3 from page 21 to 23 in book. You can also do it in copy if you don't have book. Last, answer the descriptive questions A to N that includes all the questions and question answers from page 23 till 26. You can do it in book. And same comment as above. If you don't have the book, if you don't have your book 8, then you can do it in your copy. Okay, so from the images that you can see in this slide, you can do it in the copy. And moreover, you can just have a look at the logical case study questions and extra activities in the form of project work from page 26 and 27. Alright, we shall plan to do this later. Okay, chapter 2, computer memory. So as in the previous chapter, in the beginning we have got the conversation in between Hari and Lakpa that makes us clear what is memory, what is computer memory, and why do we need it. Alright. Hari. Hey Lakpa, today I was typically Hey Lakpa, let me repeat. Okay. Hey Lakpa, today I was typing a social studies project work on the computer. Suddenly, I faced load shedding problems. The whole work is erased. What would be the problem? Lakpa replies, oh yes, when you are typing, it would have been stored temporarily on the RAM. When the computer got switched off or load shedding problem occurred, the information would be erased from the RAM because it is temporary memory of computer. So from these two paragraphs, we are somewhat clear why memory is required, right? And we also had a look to the example RAM. So if we have not stored our files, then we have not stored or saved our files, it will be only stored temporarily, okay, on RAM. Then Hari asks again, oh Lakpa, this could be the reason. It means how can we store the data permanently on the computer? Lakpa replies, you must save on the secondary memory like hard disk, pen drive, CD, etc. Hari, thank you very much, Lakpa. Okay, so this was the conversation in between two friends, Hari and Lakpa. Okay, now I'll begin with introduction. The memory of the computer is an electronic space where you can store data and information. So what is memory? It is an electronic space where you can store data and information. Next. So it allows you to store a large volume of data and information and recall it instantly and correctly whenever you need. Computer memory is made with large number of cells which are called storage location. The storage location is represented by bytes. Computer memory is commonly classified into two types: primary memory, secondary memory. What is primary memory? Let's get into it. primary memory of the computer is called main memory. It is also called system memory or internal memory. Primary memory stores data and programs during the operation of CPU, which stands for Central Processing Unit. CPU instantly accesses data stored in this memory, so it is also called working memory. There are two types of primary memory, RAM and ROM. RAM. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. It is the main memory of the computer because the information is read, write or load in the RAM during the working of computer. RAM stores data and programs temporarily. So what do we mean by that? So from the previous conversation in between two friends, Hari and Lakpa, also we were clear. Now let's get into it to understand more why RAM is called temporary memory. So during the working of the computer, if we face power supply cutoff or load shedding problems, all the information will be erased from this section. So it's called temporary or volatile memory. So we have also got an example here. For example, if you are typing the social studies project work on the computer and the power goes off, the content of your project work will get erased from the RAM. Okay, so that's the reason that why it is called temporary or volatile memory. So there are two types of RAM, SRAM, which stands for static RAM, and DRAM, which stands for dynamic RAM. Now the classification of these two types of RAM you'll be studying in more detail in higher classes. ROM. ROM stands for read-only memory. It is also a type of primary memory. It stores program information and instructions permanently, but information can only be read from and not written onto ROM. The ROM stores instructions which are essential for working the computer system. ROM is of different types. ROM stands for programmable read-only memory. EEPROM, erasable programmable read-only memory, and EEPROM stands for electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. Secondary memory. The primary memory of a computer is temporary in nature, so it needs a secondary memory. The memory of computer that stores data permanently in computer for future use is called secondary memory or secondary storage device. The secondary memory is non-volatile in nature. The secondary storage devices have a much larger storage capacity in the comparison of primary memory. Common examples of the secondary storage devices are hard disk, CD, which stands for compact disc, DVD, which stands for digital versatile disc, external hard drive, pen drive, etc. Now let's get into more detail knowing about hard disk, which is one of the very common secondary storage device. Hard disk. Hard disk is the most common secondary storage device of the computer. The hard disk drive is installed inside a computer. All the computer programs are installed in the hard disk. So created project and files are stored in the hard disk. It has high storage capacity and accessing speed. So inside a hard disk, what can we see? Inside a hard disk, there is a circular disk made of polished steel. The hard disk is made up of a collection of disks known as platters. So here we can see the collection of metallic disks, which is called as platters. These platters are coated with magnetic material, so it is also called magnetic disk. Okay, so this is the reason that why hard disk is also called a magnetic disk. The disk rotates at very high speed. The read-write head moves across the disk surface to read and write the data. So here we can see the read-write head is armed like structure. Okay, so this is the here it contains read-write head that will be reading data and information which are stored in the write patterns. Okay, next secondary storage device which we have got here, CD-ROM. CD-ROM stands for compact disk read-only memory. It is the most popular portable storage device of the computer. It is also called optical disk because it is made by glass or plastic coated with reflecting medium. It is used to store and distribute a wide variety of multimedia programs like encyclopedia, video, audio, etc. You can find CD-ROM in two forms which are CD-R, CD-R and CD-RW. So let's get to know more about these two forms of CD-ROM. CDR stands for Compact Disc Recordable or just in short CD Recordable. It can be used to write data only once by user. So that's why it's just called recordable. Data once returned cannot be erased and modified. CDRW. CDRW stands for Compact Disc Rewritable or just CD Rewritable. It is also known as erasable CD. Why? Because it can be used to write and rewrite data. The data can be erased and modified as many times as required. So that's why it's called CD rewritable. Next, DVD. DVD stands for Digital Versatile Disc. So this is another example of secondary storage device. Okay, so it is also an optical disc. DVD stands for Digital Versatile Disc. A DVD looks similar to a CD. Its storage capacity is very high. It can hold 4.7 GB of data in a single layer, which is almost 25 times more data storage capacity than a CD. So that's why DVD is more preferred than a CD when we will be required to store large amount of data. CD-ROM drive. A device is needed to read CD-ROM. It is called CD-ROM drive. So here we can see in the figure CD-ROM drive. It is used for reading the CD-ROMs, reading the disk. It can only read information on CDR or CDRW by so-called like your CD-ROM drive. Next, CD writer. CD writer can write on regular blank CDs. Example of a blank CD like we can take as CDR, and CD writer will not be able to erase or write on them again. It's because it is just a writer. Okay? It can be used to write only once on a CDR. CDRW drive. RW rewritable, correct. Okay, so this drive can write on both types of CDs, CDR and CDRW, and rewrite, erase and modify special blank CDs. Most important tip to be known, CDs can be played in a DVD player but cannot play DVDs in a CD player. Last but the most commonly used storage device, flash drive. Flash drive is commonly known as pen drive. You obviously might have heard about pen drive. Okay, so it is very much popular these days. That is used as the form of portable storage device that you can even carry in your pocket and then submit your assignment. Okay. It is a small storage device with a large storage capacity. It looks small, but it has got high storage capacity. Even we will find the storage capacity more than that we do have in DVD. Okay, so we will find pen drives of 8 GB, 16 GB, 32 GB, 64 GB, or even more than that. That can go up to terabyte as well. The storage capacity of pen drive has come up to in the units of GB, stands for gigabyte. It is a convenient way of storing and transferring the data. Okay, next, external hard drive. External hard drive is a non-volatile digital storage device with a huge storage capacity. It can have storage capacity in the units of GB, gigabyte, TB stands for terabyte, and TB that stands for petabyte. Okay, so these are the higher units of storage capacity. So GB, TB, TB. Usually external hard drive is connected to a computer via USB. Like here we can see the form of USB. It stands for Universal Serial Bus Cable. Okay. Memory measurement. Next topic. Computer always works with only two digits, 1 and 0. These are called binary digits. Each of the binary digits is called bit, which stands for binary digits. Bit is the smallest unit of memory. The size of data are represented as follows. Let's have a look on it. Nibble, a collection of 4 bits. As we can see, it's equivalent here. 1 nibble is equal to 4 bits. Byte, which is a collection of 8 bits, going to be noted here. The storage capacity of the computer is represented in terms of bytes, denoted by capital B. So 1 byte, here we can mention as capital B, 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Kilobyte, a collection of 2 power 10 or 1024 bytes forms a kilobyte. So its equivalent value, unitary value, that is 1 KB as short form for kilobyte. 1 KB is equal to 2 power 10 bytes. So how come here 2 power 10? Let's do the simple calculation. As we know, 2 power 1 is 2, 2 power 2, that means 2 square is 4, 2 power 3, that means 2 cube, 8, likewise 2 power 4, 16, 2 power 5, 32, 2 power 6, double of 32, 64, 2 power 6, 128, 2 power 7, 256, 2 power 8, 512, I think I did some calculation error. 2 cube 8, 8, then after comes 16, then comes 32, 64, 2 power 6, 64, 2 power 7, 128, 2 power 8, 256, 2 power 9, 512. Yeah, so previously I made a mistake here. Okay, 2 power 9 is 512. And finally, there comes 2 power 10, that is equivalent to 1024. So that's how it has been expressed in the form of the power value of 2. Likewise, megabyte, which is a collection of 1024 times 1024 bytes or 1024 kilobyte, forms a megabyte MB. 1 MB is equal to 2 power 10 kilobytes. So 2 power 10, the same value, which is 1024. Gigabyte, it is 1024 times 1024 times 1024 bytes, or you can just simply mention 1024 MB forms a gigabyte. 1 GB is equal to 2 power 10 MB. Terabyte, collection of 1024 times 1024 times 1024 times 1024. That means 4 times 1024 bytes, or it can simply be written in equivalent to the previous storage unit, that is of GB. Okay, 1024 GB forms a terabyte. 1 TB is equal to 2 power 10 GB. Petabyte, collection of 1024 times 1024 times 1024 times 1024 times 1024. So in total of 5 times 1024 bytes, or equivalent to 1024 terabyte, forms a petabyte. Insert TB. 1 TB is equal to 2 power 10 GB. Okay, so these were the measurement units which are used by the computer of different storage devices. Trick and peek. It needs 1 byte of memory to store one alphabet and 2 bytes to store a number. The combination of 0 and 1 is called from. Like as we have known, it's zeros and ones, it is called as bit. It stands for binary digit, and the combination of both zeros and ones, it is called as from. Interesting, right? Okay. And another tip that we get to know here, as it needs 1 byte of memory to store one alphabet. So if your name, okay, or if any word contains, for example, 4 alphabets, like in a word WORD, here it contains 4 alphabets. So how many bytes of memory will be required to store that word? It requires, correct, 4 bytes. Okay, so that's all. Now here you have got points to know, so you can go through it and try to memorize these points to know. Likewise, here we have got terms to know, the technical terms along with their meanings. So you will be required to write down in your copy in the form of hard words and meanings. Once you have completed this part, you can come to the worksheet where you do have the objective questions. Objective question number 1, fill in the blanks. So from the description that we have gone through, now you will be required to, or you may be able to, fill up the answers. Number 2, write true, T or false. So in the boxes you can write T or F by going through these statements. Write the full forms. Many, okay, there are many more. So as we have taken time to read each of these abbreviations, okay, so in the details that was being included in the chapter, okay, now you should be able to write the full forms. After you have completed the 3 objective questions, then you will be coming to the descriptive questions that contains questions, and here you need to write the answers. So there are many. Okay, so all of these details, okay, so we have gone thoroughly, so you will be able to now write the answers to each of them. So after you have completed all the descriptive questions, these logical case study questions, as well as the extra activities, you can just prefer to have a look onto it. So we will plan to do this later. So yeah, that's all. Thank you for watching till the end. So this is me, instructed to you by your computer teacher Anup Maharjan. So as you are watching this video, so you know me, right? So if you want me to know more about you, or if you have got any queries, you can write a comment, or you can directly send me the message in my WhatsApp number. Okay, that's all. Signing off now. Take care. Bye bye.